welcome back to where we left off last time. Geez, it took me over 2 weeks to kill these depth worms. Let's kick us off by crafting some ruins equipment, shall we? I won't come back here in the future, so I have to craft everything I need for enraged claws as well. Yes, if you haven't caught on by now, that's gonna be our finale. We have insufficient amount of Thuulsite currently though, so I will put the green gems to good use and duplicate some. By crafting Thuulsite suits for half the cost and deconstructing them for the original cost, we get a net profit of 5.infinite72 Thuulsite per green gem. There we go, let's convert all we have into crowns, or get interrupted by a Terrorbeak. You might think I'm overdoing it, crafting a whopping 8 crowns, and you'd absolutely be correct in that assumption, but I'm not taking any chances with how our run is going so far. That was stupid because I now don't have any Thuulsite to craft a pickaxe with. Gotta go get that by hammering some walls. And what do we need a pickaxe for exactly? Well, to fight Piggy over here. Excuse me, worm, but as I was going to say, you needed to mine the pillars around Piggy to start the fight. So let's do that. But it also looks like he has a flea problem. Let's see how thankful he'll be if we help him. My bet is he's gonna try and kill us. Sorry, Piggy, but I'll spare your life at least. You gotta be better than that if you want any friends, just saying. The loot he gives you is pretty good, but I just made 1 billion crowns, so I don't really need it. Now, let's see if we can actually find the atrium. It is so easy to kill the Tentrapillars with the crown and Fugu hatch on, so that's what we're doing. Not there it seems. But not long after, I actually find the atrium on the 5th Tentrapillar I check. Nice. Bruh, I could have just teleported over here, Lamau. On the way back, I also found Toadstool again at the closest spawner. That's awesome. After lining up the crowns, the next order of business is to build a road where I can fight the shadow pieces comfortably. For that, I need a whole bunch of cobblestones and a potter's wheel to build the chess piece statues. We're gonna be pitchforking a 20x2 cobblestones long road, so that's 40 cobblestones in total, which equates to 30 rocks and 20 flint. I make sure to clear the trees on one side of the road as well, so there's no chance that they'll block my vision when I'm fighting. The road is done now, but we can't fight the shadow pieces until day 80, since the moon cycle reset when I killed Celestial Champion. After that, I farmed some Volt Goats and got another horn. I went to mine some rocks, because I'm all out. Of course, simply mining rocks would be very unproductive for a speedrun, so I'm also looking for a hunt trail to follow. It took me a full day to find one, but let's actually follow it. There's something very fishy going on here. Let's be ready with a star and an armor. A Varg! Now, this puppy is not actually a boss, so we'll just slap him to the other side of the moon. But what is that? When the lunar rifts are activated, a gestalt will appear if you kill a Varg, and it'll mutate it. I've actually never fought this boss before, but let me tell you that it's my favorite one in the entire game. That is such a good fight if you don't use OP planner weapons to kill it in 30 seconds. Biases aside, we also get more Hound's Teeth this way that we absolutely want to pick up. They serve as ammunition to the new Howlitzer weapon that you can craft after all 3 mutated bosses have been killed. And I'm gonna want it for Enraged Claws. After grabbing all the teeth, I doubled back to grab some items I had forgotten and to dig up my farm plot. Because we're now going to build an automated farm. Yes, an automated farm in a speedrun that will actually save us a lot of time. I've hinted at this farm twice already in the last episode. First, when I forgot to dig up the berry bushes, and second, when we farmed the dragon fruit at the lunar island. The farm must be built around one of Dragonfly's magma pools. You'll start out by making a literal farm and tilling the ground around the pool as closely together as you can. Whoa! Great timing. See that light at the top of the screen? That means a rift has reached its final stage, and it's just about to send out a wave of bright shades. After tilling the ground around the pool, I simply plant the dragon fruit seeds I got from feeding the dragon fruit to my bird. Voila! The farm is done, and the bright shades should come any minute now. To not waste any time, we're gonna fight normal Dragonfly while we're waiting, since we need to do that anyways at some point. With the crown on the cadenza, this should, keyword should, be quick and painless.
I ended the fight on full health anyways. That's the power of Wigfrid, even though that Lunar Hail messed me up. When I pick up the loot, Wagstaff shows up again, but I won't follow him in this run since that takes way too long. But there we go, free Brightshade loot and you basically saw the farm in action. The reason it works is because neither the Dragon Fruit nor Brightshades attached to Dragon Fruit actually set ablaze next to the lava. The Brightshades still take damage from the lava, and this happens even off screen. That means I just have to return here to pick up the loot whenever I need it. Awesome! After we dropped everything off at the base, I was planning to go to the rift to mine some pure brilliance, when I heard a familiar growl. Bearger. Bearger is also known as Lumber Boy in the Don't Starve community, because he chops trees effortlessly. I need some wood, so I'm gonna let him do that for a while, but I can't do it too much, since that would risk a tree guard spawning, and we can't have any minions help us kill any bosses during this run, so let's just fight him.
Nice, but Bearger also has a mutated variant that we need to kill, and this one is the hardest of all 3 mutations. We also don't have any planner weapons or defense still, so this won't be easy at all. Oh my god, I didn't remember that fight being so close. I went down to 4 HP, the lowest in the run. For reference, 10 HP is equivalent to half a heart in Minecraft. Anyways, that is 2 of the mutated bosses down, but I can't fight the 3rd and last one until winter unfortunately, since that is Crystal Deerclops. Now, let's go mine some pure brilliance over by the rift before it despawns, and also grab some loot from the Brightshade farm. Here's another use for the ruins pickaxe, since I can mine the brilliance without getting stunned all the time. When mining, you still need to keep 2 things in mind though. 1, wear the crown at all times so the Jestals don't attack you, and 2, don't get put to sleep by the Grazers walking around. Both of these are pretty easy though, since the Grazers are very slow, and we can leave safely with 22 pure brilliance. While we're in the mosaic biome, it's also important to grab the 5 moon rocks we need to craft the bright smithy, where you can forge Brightshade gear with the pure brilliance and the Brightshade husks. I also lucked out and found 2 tree guards here that spawned from a meteor destroying a tree. Free living logs and health are always welcome. On the way back to the farm, I also make sure to pick up the loot we left here after the Shadow Pieces fight, way back in episode 2. And when I get to the farm, I make sure to place down an Occuvigil. The Occuvigil acts as a watchtower, so I can see whenever there are new Brightshades here on the map. Here's also proof that the farm even works off screen. Good haul, I must say.
There are about 1.5 days left until we can fight the shadow pieces again, so I will use that time to craft the Brightshade gear that we've been collecting materials for. The only missing piece to the puzzle is moonglass, so I will simply head into the lunar grotto to mine some of that. While we're here, I also take the opportunity to farm some living logs and nightmare fuel respectively. Now, it's finally time to craft some Brightshade gear. This is pretty exciting for me, since I haven't actually crafted this stuff prior to now, apart from just spawning it in a test world. That obviously means I also got too eager and made the Brightshade armor instead of the Brightshade staff that I was planning to use for Fuelweaver. And I never even realized that. Now, it's Shadow Pieces time, however, and this time we're gonna fight the Tier 3 Knight, which is perhaps the scariest boss in the entire game. There's a reason that nobody fights him, and that is the really long attack range he has, paired with his creepy-ass look. Hell, even the Tier 2 Knight is scary. You'll see what I mean, trust me. Man, that is terrifying, and it took almost 8 minutes! Sitting here with Chester in the night is very cozy though. I'm also making the final set of statues here and now. Might as well, even if we can't fight them again until day 100. Now it's time for the second final boss of the game. Yes, the Ancient Fuelweaver. To prepare, I make use of the marble and moonglass I have farmed during the run to make 2 marble suits and 2 glass cutters. I will also bring a stack of boards, yes, that I need for the funny strategy that I have come up with myself. At least I think it's funny, because I didn't actually practice the fight, since I hadn't fought the Fuelweaver for 4 months, and it was basically a catastrophe. That starts when I forget the Brightshade staff, but somehow remember to bring the weather panes. And that continues in the atrium, where I almost get obliterated by a clockwork armada. And you bet I will run out of weather panes too. What is this strategy I've been on about then? Well, it involves this alchemy engine. Since I can't eat sanity foods during the fight, and since Fuelweaver has a negative 400 sanity per minute aura, I will need another way to keep the sanity up. And so I thought about it, and I will combine the 2 sanity songs with prototyping a bunch of junk.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, foolproof, am I right? The fight starts when I put the heart in the correct skeleton, while the ancient key is socketed in the ancient gateway. After we summon him, I will lose 50 sanity, and then immediately prototype 3 things to restore 45 of that sanity. I will show you the entire fight though, since it was absolutely so intense. Let's go! Whoa, she ate so many woven shadows. Are you serious? He even ate one of them when there was a tornado on him. At least you know the prototype strat works until he destroys the alchemy engine with a bone snare. Sorry for screaming, but with how many fights have been close calls in this run, you bet I'm gonna over-prepare for Enraged Claws next episode. That was all I had for you today though, since no, I won't turn the Shadow Rifts on, even though I brought the Dreadstone, since there isn't a boss locked behind them, unfortunately. Until the next episode, enjoy life. This thing is called a weather pane, and we want to use it right here.